Welcome. We're back in Europe. We're back in Austria. And this is the final European meeting of the season. And we're in Melk, in the beautiful hills of Austria. With its vineyards, fresh air, and beautiful architecture, this part of Europe is certainly a very special place to visit. But this weekend, we've got some serious supermoto action to get stuck into. It's the final meeting of the season and one of the best equipped venues of the season. This high-speed track with its fast-flowing corners is sure to deliver some pure supermoto drama as the season comes to a close, and the weather could also prove to be unpredictable during the two races. But before we get stuck into the two races, let's have a look at this circuit in closer detail. 1,690 metres in length, 400 metres of it off-road, and Giovanni and Edgardo are going to show us around the circuit. So the start-finish straight is really long and very wide. The first corner is round to the right, and it's so long, it just seems to keep on going on forever. During this demonstration lap, the circuit's nice and dry, but you can see those clouds up there in the sky. Rain threatening, maybe. Sharp left and onto the first of our off-road sections, two off-road sections on this. First tabletop and then a little run almost across a field before rejoining the asphalt. As you can see here, it's very open and flowing. Traffic cones are placed in the inside of the circuit there just to denote where the circuit goes around. Again, after a left-hander, it's a little flick. And then this really tight dog leg round to the right here. Quick squirt of the power and then round to the left again, just squeezing the throttle through now as we come up the back part of the circuit. Accelerating long, straight sections. And then this little yump there, which could catch a few riders out over the weekend, just where they've stitched the two bits of circuit together with some asphalt. Round to the right, as you can see here. Dab of the power, really open and wide, and then just slotting off to the left now. Onto the dirt again. It's very dry at the moment. Rejoining the circuit carefully. And then squirt the power back onto that wide start-finish straight, really long, and then across the line, racking up for another loop round here in Austria. During the qualifying on Saturday, the track was dry, but overnight rain in Austria makes for a tricky, humid circuit. And the riders line up, the rain clouds are back again, which could make for a very interesting race number one here in Austria. No surprise, Thomas Chareyre is on pole once again. The grid looks like this. Row 1 looks like this, with Chareyre, Kejmar and Schmidt, and then Bussei, Buschberger and Stitsky on the second row. Row 3 is Vorlicek, Monticelli, Gimenez, and then Lados, Chareyre and Borella on row number 4. So lining up for the start of race number 1. Lots of rain and we're off and racing here in Austria. Final round of the season. Let's have a look now on board with Marc-Reiner Schmidt. Big scrum for the first corner and a little bit of a twitchy moment for Marc there. It just looks like the bike was about to lay down. Sliding wide there. Who's that? One of the riders out wide onto the gravel trap. Big field into the first left corner. And we've got a faller there already, dropping down. It's Gabriele Gaianola from Italy. He's our first faller at the first corner, going on to the dirt. As they come off the dirt section, you can see that the mud has been pulled out onto the circuit, making the asphalt super slippy. Thomas Chareyre is out in front. And Edgardo Borella is pushing hard. Position change for him, moving from 6th to 5th. Well, Borella is up to 5th overall. Bussei is in 6th. Stasinsky is in 7th. And Bundod is in 8th overall. Racing hard and tough. Let's have a quick look now at that restart. On board with Andreas Buschberger now. Straight out of the block. Chareyre is off and round the corner before you know it. Just look on the outside there, that little twitch. Still holding on though. Little twitch again. Really slippy asphalt surface this. And then managing to avoid the hold-ups there going into the first mud section from another angle now. On board with Borella from Italy. Just getting cut up at the first corner as well. Everyone's scrabbling for grip. The rear end of these bikes are just slithering and sliding on the circuit into the mud, over the tabletop. Rejoining the race now. Chareyre's out in front, but even his smooth riding is being upset today. Right behind him is Pavel Kejmar. Behind him, the Czech rider. On board with Marc. On the latter part of lap 1, heading towards lap 2. Marc manages to make a change on the dirt there, moving up to 6th overall from Bussei. So it looks like this, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th is all fairly tight as they cross the line, heading into lap number 3 now. Chareyre is out in front. But there is a gap down to Pavel Kejmar, who returns to the Supermoto after that awful knee injury earlier in the season. He is lying 2nd in the race, but is doing really well, despite missing a few races this season. Locking up the brakes coming into the corner. Fight for 6. Oh, change of position there. From Italy, Giovanni Bussei got his foot down. And Alberto is retired due to mechanical issues. Still again, riding good. Teeth stuck into the race, heading across and into lap number 4. Buschberger's 3rd. Getting a little bit lively there, just coming off the kicker. Really wet, the rain pouring down here. But Marc-Reiner Schmidt is out of the race, pulling up there. Got a problem with the bike, has Marc. You can see from his helmet cam, he's just trying to fix it. That's him done and dusted, but the battle for 12th with Monticelli at the moment. 2 Italian riders both vying for 12th position. Crossing the line again, we're in lap number 6. Still a very, very lively race. Two Finnish riders, both on Hondas, both pushing hard, trying to get a position there. But Thomas Chareyre is light years away from everybody else, just like he's got everything stitched up perfectly from that start. Pole position, straight out in front, and is just making mincemeat of the circuit. We're in lap number 9. Pavel Kejmar's in 2nd. 13 laps of race number 1 this weekend. 13 laps in race 2 as well. Completely different conditions from qualifying on Saturday. This heavy rain in the late summer is causing a little bit of upset for a few of our riders. Buschberger and Vorlicek fighting for third. Very, very close between the two of them. Just knowing that any moment third can be snatched away. We're in lap number 10. On board with Andreas Buschberger from Austria, the local rider. May have a little bit of local knowledge of this, but is riding consistently and carefully. So coming up to cross the line, Buschberger's in third. Vorlicek is just only a fraction behind him. Final lap now, lap 13 of 13. Thomas Chareyre is still out in front, still smooth and consistent. Coming up to cross the line and take another win here on the Supermoto. Quite fought battle, but Pavel Kejmar is in second, crossing the line. And just to stitch up the final bottom step of the podium, coming up, it's Buschberger on the Husqvarna that takes race number 1. Wet and muddy, slippy and sticky in places, Thomas Chareyre takes 25 points in race 1. Kejmar is second, Buschberger third, Vorlicek is in fourth, Borella is in fifth. Race 1 stitched up for the final European meeting of the season. Welcome back to Austria, and our returning rider after his serious knee injury on the first round of the season, Pavel Kejmar, has been in hospital, had serious knee surgery, and joined us again in Austria.
In first European Championships at Ottobiano at April, I had big fight with another rider, and I get from this fight really bad injuries with my knee. So I have to stop for the 4 months, and I just riding 1 month like the training, and this is first race for me, official. And for here, I am especially here for make good training before next week to the Nations. It will be Carola, and for this GP, I'm here exactly for be on the podium for sure and beat Thomas Chareyre, which is 6 times the world champion, so really big respect before him, but I need to be better than he. I have same bikes like the Thomas Chareyre, so same brand TM and same engine like the factory. Only its suspension make me Davide, my friend, the Technoteca, and he make really good job with suspension, and it's all-ins and it's really good. In the training time, I am now already 1 month, just 1 month, and I feel really good. I getting stronger the knee because the knee is not 200% about the strongest muscles, and so I need to little bit wait and I need to work more, but the 4 race is enough, and for the training on the bike is enough. Before 3 weeks I had the flat track race, Czech Championship International race, and was really surprise for me because I won this race, and this was really special comeback for me, you know. And really especially thanks to my team, the Degasoline Motorsport team. The boss is Hermano de Piera, because they are behind me after these big injuries, they are still behind me, and we will run next year European and World Championship for sure. So see you next year. Ciao.
Well, it's great to see Pavel getting stronger after that accident earlier in the season and coming second in race number 1 here in Austria. Things are certainly going the right direction for him. Next up, it's race number 2. And after a pretty rainy Sunday morning for race 1, the rain continues in race 2. And the grid is exactly the same as race number 1 as they head off on another 13 laps round this beautiful circuit in Austria. No surprise that Chareyre is out in front as they come onto the dirt then. A little bit of a log jam, and we've got some fallers already on the first dirt section. Stasinsky, Bromiccio, Rein and Patrick Pals from Estonia, they're all down but restarting their bikes. And there's no surprise that Chareyre is out on front. Nice battle for 9th there, quick change of position. Thomas Chareyre again is in a race of his own out in front, just flowing and lacing the bike around the circuit. Let's have another look at that restart. All went messy in the first corner going into the dirt section. We're on board with Edgardo Borella right now. See just the scrum as everyone pushes towards the first corner of the circuit. And just watch how it all goes wrong here as everyone locks up to come into that first muddy section. It's that little tyre on the left-hander there that's causing the issues. Everyone trying to squeeze through. Struggling for traction coming over the tabletop. Slithering and sliding and back on the circuit. The amount of dirt that's been pulled onto the asphalt, making things a little bit treacherous. So it's Chareyre, Schmidt and Kejmar. That's the 1, 2, 3 as they cross the line going into lap number 2. Chareyre still out in front. Not struggling with the traffic coming into the dirt section for him on the second pass through a very muddy, dirty section. But for Schmidt and Kejmar, that's a nice battle for second overall. Chareyre still out in front. See the big gap there down to second and third as they're pushing hard. A tight little switchback. Hard on the brakes. Lining up then for lap number 4, straight in. 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th looks like this. The muddy section is really rutting up on the dirt now. And Edgardo Borella has problems again. He's pulled up with mechanical issues. Disappointing for him to pull up out of the race so soon. Sixth, 7th, 8th and 9th looks like this. They cross the line going into lap number 5. From Austria, Andreas Buschberger on the Husqvarna is riding pretty well. No real dramas for him. He's just getting his teeth stuck into his home soil. And a real tight battle for position there, and a change of position. cross into lap number 7. Chareyre is still out in front. Again, with no traffic, there's no disadvantage for him, but the fight for second still continues between Kejmar, who's back. He's in 3rd overall after that knee injury earlier in the season. We're on board with Marc-Reiner Schmidt, slithering and sliding on the greasy asphalt. Schmidt in 2nd at the moment. Chareyre again very, very comfortable out in front in lap 7 now. Although it's been raining, the rain has stopped. Gimenez and Monticelli. Change of position there, just coming as they switch from the dirt onto the asphalt. Looking good, coming across the line. 3 laps to go. It's almost like motocross out there in the dirty section. But this is Supermoto, and this is the final meeting of the season in Austria. And Eero Madison is off, and just a slight mistake for him just in the muddy section, just being caught out there and the ground collecting him. Rejoining the race, though, as Thomas Chareyre is again out in front, streaking away over the tabletop as he comes through the dirt section for the final time. Rejoining the circuit, Thomas is out in front on lap 13. Latter part of the circuit now, planting down the power. You can see the checkered flag and pops a wheelie, signature style. Crossing the line, takes the win of race number 2. 2nd, Marc-Reiner Schmidt. And 3rd is Pavel Kejmar. 2nd race done and completed in Austria. See on the board here, Thomas Chareyre takes another 25 points, Marc Schmidt with 22 points, Kejmar in 20, Buschberger from Austria in 5th overall. So a clean haul of points for Thomas Chareyre. 50 points for him this weekend. 25 points for him in race 1, 25 points in race 2. Kejmar back from injury, 2nd in the standings. Time to raise the silverware. Thomas Chareyre, top step of the podium again.
Trophy will be given for Pavel Kejmar by Sabino Radio, the Europe delegate. Given for Pavel. And awards will be given by Sabino Radio. The winner for Thomas Chareyre representing France is now.
Well, Thomas, sporting his t-shirt, time to be European champion. And the golden plate is awarded to Thomas by Martin de Graaf, the FIM Europe Vice President. Incredible stuff. This guy is unstoppable. Is he a legend in the making, or is he a legend already?
Very perfect season for me. This season, first time for me in European Championship, and I won the championship for the first time. I'm very happy. Today was very difficult with the weather, with the rain. I don't like the rain, but today I ride very good, and I'm very happy and proud about that. I want to thank my team, my family, and see you next season. Bye.
So, confirmation that Thomas is back in 2018. So the European Championship standings look like this. Thomas is champion again. 180 points for him. Monticelli with 150 points. Reiner Schmidt in third in the standings at the end of the season. Incredible stuff, the way the manufacturers wrap it up like this. Let's look back at some of the highlights from the season with this unstoppable Frenchman. Next race for us, it's the Supermoto of Nations in France on the 24th of September. Join us for the next race of the year.